Okay, we're here at the grave of the Williams family, and these are Kate Carew's great-grandparents up here and grandparents down here. That was an Oakland family. She was born in Oakland. Her name was Mary Williams at birth, and Kate Carew was a name that she took when she started doing caricatures. Her father was a mining engineer, and so she had one of these childhoods where she moved around between mining camps up in Placer County and Oakland, where her grandparents were, and St. Helena, where her other grandparents were. Then when she was a young lady in her late teens, she went to the San Francisco School of Art and Design because she was always interested in art. Then she did some art lessons for people, and she was teaching a young man who was the son of Ambrose Bierce, the newspaper man and writer. And Ambrose took an interest in her and got her a job at the San Francisco Examiner as a staff artist. And they had a lot of really stellar artists who, that's how they were making their living back then. After she'd done that for a while, she moved to New York City. And while she was there, she went to a play and did a picture of the actor John Drew that was kind of exaggerated features. She showed it to the editor of the New York World, and he hired her to do a couple of celebrity interviews every week, a full page in the newspaper with her caricatures around the edges, which was just great. The very first one she did was Mark Twain, and some of the other people who she interviewed were the Wright brothers, Teddy Roosevelt, Ethel Barrymore, Marconi, Bernhardt, just about all the bright lights in the arts, writing, politics, statesmanship, inventors, anyone who was passing through New York City she was sent to interview. So she worked very hard at it. She did that from about 1900 to 1913. Then she was asked to come to London and work for the London Tatler. It's kind of a upscale magazine. And for them she did drawings and theater reviews. And she actually stayed in Europe from that time on until World War II, with a few breaks in between. In 1920, she stopped doing work, that kind of professional work for newspapers and magazines, and just became a painter. By that time, she was married 3 times, and her third husband had money, so in 1920 she was able to become a lady of leisure and do painting, which she enjoyed very much. And when World War II started, she and her husband were living on Guernsey, which was attacked by the Germans, so they fled and came back to California. And her husband died, and she spent her last 15 or 20 years living in Monterey in a nice kind of mission revival house that she had bought down there. And I was lucky enough to spend my childhood in that house. So I knew her my first 15 years, and then she died in 1961.